There's no going and coming.
Yeah.
There's no going and coming.
You realize.
Because even this body, mind and intellect, the material that has gone into this body, mind, intellect is also the truth only. But you are perceiving a gross body.
I'm looking inside you. Your cell I can't see. I imagine cell is inside you.
Don't imagine. In Vedanta there is no imagination. You can never come to know me by looking at me. You can only come to know me by looking inside of yourself. Because consciousness cannot be caught outside. Rule number 1. Consciousness can be caught only within. And where within? Can it be caught in the body? No. Can it be caught in the breath? No. Can it be caught in the mind? No. It can be caught only in the intellect as the reflected consciousness. That's the only place. You may suspect, because I see you alive, so I can suspect that there is consciousness expressing there. But can I directly experience it? Impossible. Directly experience, I can do it only within my own being. Only inside me, within me. And this word within also I am using only because as long as we are thinking we are the body, so there has to be a within. But once you reach the Atma Tattva, the self, within this, which is that consciousness which is expressing through this body, till here Sankhya philosophy stops. But Vedanta says this self which is expressing through this body, which you have recognized yourself to be, which is independent of all the body, breath, mind, intellect, this itself is expressing through the entire creation. Through the entire creation. Recognize this now. Can you think about this? No. And therefore the word for the word which is used is Brahman. I am Brahman. What is Brahman? That consciousness, that truth which is expressing through the entire creation. Isn't it? He is expressing through the Ishvara, he is expressing through Brahman is the material and the efficient cause of the Ishvara. The Brahman is the material and the efficient cause. I shouldn't even say the material and efficient cause. That will be a wrong statement. Because from the Ishvara's point of view, there can be material and efficient cause. Brahman, for Brahman, there is no cause. It cannot become the cause. It just is. It will be wrong to say the water has become the cause of waves. It will be wrong to say that. Because water just is. That's it. That's how it is. And the third is the yogis. Yogis attempt to still the mind by sheer force of constant practice, but do not reach the self. Going into samadhi, going into shunyata, emptiness, going into laya, where the mind gets absorbed, as if when you're drinking a coke. So the mind gets absorbed like that. All that is not, it will not take you to the self. But those various deep samadhis, there are many different types. All those are the yogi. He thinks he is achieving something and he is caught up in that game. The true success is in recognizing the self as the one without a second, and which is expressing throughout this creation. In fact, this whole creation is an imagination on the self, just like the snake is an imagination on the rope. When we say the word, the self is expressing through this whole creation. Now you don't start looking at the whole creation. You cannot catch it. These certain points are to be revealed. Remember in Yoga Sutra we use the word vikalpa, vague notion. So when you use these words, you are the substratum of the total creation. It gives you an idea, some idea, but you cannot pinpoint what it is. Some picture is coming in your mind, and those pictures, a great rishi, Maharishi Vedvyas, he gave those vague notions a seeming truth called the Puranas, where he has created this Upanishadic non-dual reality. The language that we are using, the relationship between the wave and the ocean and the water and all in that manner. The various Puranas. Take one Purana, that's the story. He has given characters to those people so that they can imagine and their mind quietens. Maybe when we use these words, your mind probably thinks one of those stories. Maybe you become one of those characters in the stories. Don't. Allow it to reveal itself as it is. Don't ideate. Don't create a concept. Only those principles from the other schools which contribute to firmly establishing the identity of Atma and Brahman are accepted as necessary and valid. This is illustrated in the following verse. Karya-karana-vachyanshau जीवेशौ यौ जहच्यतौ जीवेशौ यौ जहच्यतौ अजहच्यतयोर्लक्ष्यौ चिदंशावेकरूपिणौ or all how huh? The cause and effect relationship between Ishvara and the Jiva, which is indicated according to the direct word meaning, should be discarded, and the implied meaning of the two, that both are the nature of the consciousness, should be retained in arriving at identity between the Jiva and Ishvara. So we have talked about Tattvamasi, you are that. We have talked about you, the consciousness. We have talked about that, the reality which is expressing behind the total world, also as that. And here we being saying you, the consciousness, are that which is behind the whole, on which the whole world is appearing. So when we are told, there is a reality behind the whole world, just like the water is the reality behind the waves. So you start looking, where is the wave? What is the reality behind it? Where is the reality behind this camera? Where is the reality behind this? Because of our habit of objectification, we start looking for that reality. And in that, all those experiences, unwanted, foolish experiences come. And there is no end to them. Because mind is pretty creative in bringing out those experiences. So when it is said, you are the consciousness and Brahman is the consciousness or the reality behind the world, and you are that Brahman, what does this signify? It signifies that you are the reality behind the total world. You, the consciousness, is the reality behind the total world. And also one more thing gets clear, that you yourself are Brahman. So don't consider yourself to be the teeny-pawny person who is at the mercy of this total creation. No. Power can only be at one place. Either it can be with the strong, not either. It will be with the strong.